What is substance use? Substance use is defined as a problematic pattern of alcohol or drug use leading to significant impairment or distress, as manifested by at least two of the following occurring within a 12-month period. So, is taken in larger amounts over a longer period of time than was intended, a persistent desire or successful efforts to cut down or control use. A great deal of time is spent in activities necessary to obtain, use, or recover from its effects. Craving or strong desire to or urge to use. Recurrent use resulting in failure to fulfill major role obligations at work, school, or home. Continued use despite having persistent or recurrent social or interpersonal problems caused or exacerbated by the effects. Important social, occupational, or recreational activities are given up or reduced because of use. Recurrent use in situations in which it's physically hazardous. Use is continued despite knowledge of having a persistent or recurrent physical or psychological problem that is likely to have been caused or exacerbated by use. Tolerance as defined by either a need for markedly increased amounts of drug use or alcohol to achieve intoxicated or desired effects, or a markedly diminished effect with continued use of the same amount. Withdrawal as manifested by either a characteristic withdrawal symptom or is taken to relieve or avoid withdrawal symptoms. Substance use in the classroom. Alcohol and drug use in students can negatively impact brain function in critical areas related to motivation, memory, learning, judgment, and behavior and emotional control. Teens who use alcohol and other drugs often have family and social issues, poor academic performance, health related problems, including mental health, behavior issues at home and school, and involvement with the juvenile justice system. Social emotional learning and substance use. Substance use affects social and emotional learning in many different ways. When adolescents use, they withdraw from family, they discontinue activities they used to engage in, they distance themselves from their friends, and may change their friends. Intervention 1. What are signs that a student may be living with a drug user, and how can educators help those students? Signs that a student may be living with a drug user are similar to the signs of a student using drugs or alcohol because drug use impacts everyone involved in that person's life. Signs may be changes in sleep habits, being withdrawn, problems with school academically and or behaviorally, mental health issues such as anxiety, anger, and or depression. Educators can help these students by reaching out and giving them support and or resources. Intervention 2. This intervention is used to help children identify safe and unsafe items. You present the different pictures to the children and have them identify which pictures are safe. Intervention 1. Drug Hangman. This is used to help provide education about drugs. The materials you'll need are dry erase boards and markers. So it's just like typical hangman, except all the words selected must have something to do with drugs. After the words are identified, you can add some discussion questions such as who knew the word, who knew what it means, do any of you have questions about this word? Intervention 2. This intervention is used to help children identify their individual triggers and coping skills. Specific people, places, and things can remind us of past drug use. Avoiding these triggers can be an effective way to reduce the likelihood of relapse. Have the children list 5 people, places, or things that might make them more likely to relapse. Then explain, what if you're unable to avoid these people, places, and things? What if you come into contact with them accidentally? Then have the children briefly describe how they can deal with each of the people, places, and things that they had listed above. Intervention 1. What are some warning signs that teachers and educators can look out for that a student may be addicted to drugs and or alcohol? There are psychological and physical signs that a student may be using drugs or alcohol. Psychological signs may be withdrawn or keeping secrets from family and friends, loss of interest in activities that used to be important, problems with schoolwork, such as slipping grades or absences, changes in friendship, stealing or selling belongings, mental health issues such as anxiety, anger, depression, and or mood swings. Physical signs may be changes in sleep habits, feeling shaky or sick when not using, and changing in eating habits. Intervention 2, Triggers and Coping Skills. This intervention is used to help children identify their individual triggers and coping skills. Specific people, places, and things can remind us of past drug use. Avoiding these triggers can be an effective way to reduce the likelihood of relapse. Have the children list 5 people, places, or things that might make you more likely to relapse. Then explain, what if you're unable to avoid these people, places, and things? What if you come into contact with them accidentally? Have the children briefly describe how you can deal with each of the people, places, and things listed above.